Okay, let's see where we're at. Right now we got a crucible, but it's only fired up with a torch at the moment, so it's only getting a 1 times rate. Got it filled with stone, and I finally got a bucket of lava. And this bucket of lava, as you can see, I've kind of expanded a little bit out. Got a little better tree farm going on. Second apple tree. Finally got my water for my farm. Added some more storage drawers. And now we make an essential piece of technology. Or not. It either has to be both or one or the other. It can't be 1 and 1. Well, crap. Guess that means I need to do a little more sifting. Or, wait, I got a better idea. Let's see. Yeah, I can't put it back. Well, we'll save that for later then. Make another clay bucket. Throw that in there, let it fire up. And actually, what we could do, well, the water's not going to hurt anything, so let's just drop that off here. And we want this to be pretty quick so we don't catch anything on fire, but I'm going to transfer this lava from the metal bucket to the clay bucket. Now, keep in mind when you use a clay bucket for this, the clay bucket will be destroyed as soon as you dump the lava out of it. It's only got one use with lava, infinite uses for water. Alright, so we'll drop that back down in here. Put my cobblestone back in there. Put the glass back. Now let's see if this works. Ta-da! Cobblestone generator. And see, it destroyed the clay bucket that had the lava in it, but we got the one that had the water in it back. Now this thing's kind of slow, but it's better than nothing. Which means I don't have to sift dirt for cobblestone anymore unless I just need large quantities. We can make a level 2 by turning that into a tier 2, but we need iron, and we ain't got that yet. See, I used the rest of my iron just to make up that one bucket that didn't do me any good. Alright, so what I'm hoping to do today is I want power generation. In a couple other playthroughs on this skyblock, I found that the lava generator Mark 1 actually isn't too bad. At the beginning it keeps up with most of what I want to do. It's not enough to power, high tiered machines or anything, but it is enough for a basic start. and it's not too bad to make now that I've got cobble generation. The electrum's going to be a little difficult to get, but let me see here. So you got to have silver grit, or some kind of powdered form of silver and powdered form of gold. And the best way to do that is to just drop those items into the Actually Additions crusher. Now, you need power generation to get the crusher, but Actually Additions has its own generator, which we can use to start off with. Now, that generator doesn't produce very much power, so it's not good to use for anything else, but just to get started, really. But it's pretty simple. 6 cobblestone, 2 coal or charcoal, and an iron casing. Now, the iron casing, the only bad part about that is you gotta have black quartz to get it, and since you can't mine for black quartz in this void world, you can get it by sifting through a flint stiffened mesh soul sand. You get soul sand by dumping regular sand into a block of witch water. Now, to get witch water, you get mycelium. Now, to get the mycelium, you need ancient spores. If I can spell it, that is. Yeah, there we go. Now, to get these, take an iron stiffened mesh with sand. So to get the iron stiffened mesh, I'm going to need... we can do 1 just for now. 4 iron, 5 string, you get a mesh. But I do not have the iron yet. We're going to have to do some sifting to get the iron. But like I said, now I don't have to do so much turning saplings into dirt and sifting dirt to get the stone. And I might want to go ahead and make a second cobble gen, just to kind of speed this process up. I could have done it a different way. The Actually Additions, or the achievement book wants you to make a regular cobble gen, dropping down a block of water, dropping down a block of lava, and then using a pick to mine the cobblestone that it creates in the middle. That's a cobble gen for Skyblock, normally. Okay, we did that, we've done that. I haven't done this yet. I did that, did that. Okay, now what it means by build a cobblestone generator, it doesn't mean to build the cobble gen that I built. It means what I just said earlier, dropping down a bucket of water, dropping down a bucket of lava, and making a cobble gen. I didn't do that. But since I did make an automated cobble gen, I'm going to go ahead and click that and say we did it. And see, here's where... yeah, here it goes. Automate your cobble with cobblestone generator block or transfer nodes. That's where the distinction between what I did and this is. And we did that. Now, I do need to put a retrieval node on my crucible so it will start sucking cobblestone right out of that thing straight into it, so it's constantly producing lava. We're going to need that anyway, because we're going to need it when we get the lava generator up. But right now, what we're going to need more than anything is we need that iron. Because we need at least 1 iron stiffened mesh. And I'm running out of hammers. Now I kind of wonder if there's a better chance me see. Iron ore piece from sifting. Okay. Sand through string gives me a 20%. Through flint is a 22%. I don't have the iron to do that, but that raises it to 24. Gravel through string is still only 20%. 22, 24. Okay, dust string 20, 22, 24. So it doesn't really matter which mesh I use. What does seem to matter is dust is going to give me the best chance at getting the most. So we'll go ahead and break this down. Probably going to end up having to make some more hammers. And I think I'm actually going to need some more string. Alright, let's see here. There's an even number. Alright, let's go ahead and see how much iron we get out of this. Probably not enough. Yeah, no. I got enough for one piece of iron and I need at least 4. So let's go ahead and dump the material I don't need for now. This copper's going to come in handy and this gold's going to come in handy, and then of course I need the silver to mix with the gold to get electrum. But we're not worried about that at the moment. Like I said, that's going to be a little ways off. Probably toward the end of the stream we might get there. Let's go ahead and harvest these while they're ready. Yeah, this second apple tree was definitely a good idea. I was starting to run out of apple juice, and now I'm getting more than what I'm using on a regular basis. Alright, let me see here. Do I have enough string? I think I used all of it in the barrels to make dirt. Yes, I did. Okay. So what we're going to have to do... Now, I don't want... I really don't want to use all these right now, but I've got plenty of saplings to start over. So we can get some more later. Alright, I'm going to let that cook up while I break down some more stone. Let's go ahead and fill this back up. Yeah, I know that's kind of haphazard, but whatever works. Come back here. One hammer left. Now I might want to go ahead and consider using the next chunk of iron rather than to make the mesh to get an iron hammer. The iron hammer will last a little longer. It's not that it's, you know, going to give me any extra material or anything, but it'll last longer. And being efficient with what little you got in this early game is probably a very good idea. So yeah, I think I'm going to use the first 2 iron I get out of this to make an iron hammer. Not worried about making a compressed hammer yet. I don't want to do that. Because you can't, excuse me, can't vein mine with the compressed hammer. It won't let you do a large chunk at once, which is kind of a shame, but you know, get what you get. So let's go ahead, get a couple of sticks. Don't need this bone meal at the moment. Alright, so I'm gonna want at least one more. Because if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make two. See, I might not even have enough uses on this hammer left to smash all of this. Yeah, see, there's still some leftovers. So if I can get one more piece of iron out of this. There we go. Okay, good. That helps. Go ahead and smelt that up. Make two more hammers. Then we'll be in good shape. Okay, see, that's got a lot higher durability. It's a lot better to use. But we're gonna need more. Like I said, I need at least 4. And this should be... Oh, no, that wasn't good. Hate losing string. I mean, yeah, I'm getting it in like super large quantities at the moment, but it still kind of sucks to watch stuff fall off into the void. Alright, here we go. Wood that I don't really need. Oh, here's something you may not know. I can take this wood. We'll just do 16 just to show you. You can smash wood. And from that, you get these wood chippings. And with the wood chippings, instead of using saplings, leaves, you know, seeds and all that other stuff, I can throw the wood chipping straight in here. And that gives me 13% each, instead of 8 like the saplings or 10 from the worms. Now go ahead and use a little bit of this just to finish it off. And we need to start back in. We need to start back in on production, because I'm going to be out of saplings if I don't. See, always keep a backlog, you know, so you're not just completely ass out. Go ahead and fill that back up. Okay. I think it won't let me put any more in because it's just about full. I don't think you can fill it with more stone than what it can melt to be a full crucible. And I think it holds 4,000, but don't quote me on that because I'm not real sure what the max is. Okay. This may be enough to get me enough iron to build one mesh. Like I said, I need 25, but if I can get at least one, we'll be in good shape. Yeah, not quite there yet. Don't need this bone meal right now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want 25, but hang on. Let me see what I can do here. 4, 5. See, that's the ultimate goal right there. Okay, so the rest of this string we're just going to put in here for now. That way we have it. Not anywhere near the amount of flint I need. See, this first tier cobblestone generator, like I said, it's a little slow, but it's better than sifting dirt. Alright, let's see here. A little bit more. Get some iron. Okay, here we go. See, like I said too, the chance of getting what you need goes up with each level of mesh. Diamond mesh, which we are nowhere near what we need to get to that. What you can get from it, those ancient spores I need, the drop chance on it would go up to 3%. But you can get some other stuff that you're going to need later. Like these prosperity shards, those are going to be insanely important when we get up into mystical agriculture. And there's really 3 different routes on this mod pack you can go. And you can use all 3 in conjunction if you want to. Yeah, I think it's kind of unnecessary. But there's 3 different routes you can go in order to get all your resource production. Either automated or manual, doesn't really matter, but automated would be better and easier with mystical agriculture. It's doable with chickens, but I don't know anything about the chickens. I know they work, but mystical agriculture, you make these seeds. You know, it takes the infernium and the essence, and the ultimate goal when doing this is to get this thing, because it doesn't wear out. This, it's going to cost you a diamond and 4 of them shards each time you want to make one. And yeah, okay, that's 1,000 uses, and that seems like You read that and it looks like, oh, well, you can get a lot of seeds out of that. Not so much. You know, 1,000 uses, yeah, that's a lot, but look, you're going to need to use this thing for pretty much every kind of seed that you want to make. Because to get this stuff, you got to do that. To get this stuff, you got to do that. So there's a use, and there's 4, and you only get 1. So to get 4 of those, you're going to use this 4 times. So, it's kind of, to get the 16 of those for 1 of those, you're going to need to use this 16 times. So those uses go up pretty quick. Now you use this thing, and it's unlimited uses. However, look how expensive this is. Yeah. First of all, you're going to have to fight a wither. You're going to need a full unused infusion crystal, which that's not a big deal. You're going to make one anyway. Epic bacon. Epic bacon. Oh my god. In order to get this shit, you need 3 of them. Yep, look at that. You're gonna have to go down Botania route, really, if you want a significant portion of these dyes. And then, of course, you're going to have, your bacon, pork chops. The pork chops will be pretty easy after you make a passive mob farm. Get a couple of pigs, and you only need 1 for each one. So you get 3 pigs, you're set on that. It's the dye that's going to be a little bit more of a hassle to come up with. And yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it when you can get to it. But the other way you can get resources is, let me see, yeah, I think this is the one. Chickens. You got all kinds of chickens. These things, now, these are going to be dye chickens. They're going to drop dye. And then, of course, you've got these other chickens that are going to produce blaze rods. You can get one that produces, you can get a chicken that produces uranium for you. Prismarines, terrasteel, manasteel. I mean, pretty much, if it's a resource, you can get a chicken to produce it. Oh, and while I'm on this subject, we have found out this thing is useless. Because when you look at a resource chicken, your Wallaga, what are we looking at, mod, will go ahead and tell you the exact same thing that this tells you. So there's no point in wasting an egg or a compass, because granted the compass is pretty cheap, but there's a reason the recipe for this is so cheap. And eggs are pretty easy to come by. You get them from mob drops, loot bags, and bats drop them once you make a mob spawner. So chickens are easy to come by. But one of the problems with the chickens is the plants from mystical agriculture aren't entities. Or, they may be tile entities, but they're not, like mobs. So they don't really mess with your tick rate very much. But these chickens are just like anything else running around. The more you have, the more frame rates it's going to use up, tick rates. So they can get very laggy very quick. Even if you have one of each of these, well, what, that looks like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That's 35 right there. It looks like there's, just on a rough glance estimate, maybe 100 chickens. So if you have 100 chickens non-stop running around, well, that's 100 entities that are chewing up your frame rate. Yeah, to me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth doing. And then, of course, the third option is, of course, sifting. And you can run auto sifters, which I intend on doing anyway. I want a couple of auto sieves and auto hammers running. But the ultimate goal is to get into mystical agriculture. The epic bacon's going to be the hardest part of that, but you don't necessarily have to have it. You just want to get it as soon as you can. Okay, we have our first iron mesh. Shift right click to pull that out, and then just simple right click to put that in. We'll throw that in there. Alright, now I want ancient spores. Okay, I think I said sand was what I wanted to sift through this. Yeah, sand. Okay. Now it's a very small chance of this dropping, but we only need one. It would be helpful to get a lot more. I am going to have to compost a little bit more into dirt because we're going to have to start an area in order to run this. And I think I'm going to take a couple of these barrels over here and move them rather than make new barrels. Alright, let's go ahead and sift this. Now you notice when I click this it doesn't fill all those. It's because not all the sieves are the same type. You can only do that multi-sieving with the same type of mesh. So it is going to be a little important that I get more of these put into iron. But we can wait for now. Ooh, I got my first prosperity shard. Like I said, those are going to be important later. Not so much now, but soon. And this is going to take a minute with only one sieve to get through all this sand. Not a whole lot I can do about that. But on the plus side, I should be getting, I'm getting some more iron out of this. So as I do this, trying to get my ancient spores, I can add more and more iron meshes, which will make this process a little faster. And I think before I do another iron mesh, I want to go ahead and upgrade that cobble generator up to a second tier. That way I get more cobble at a time, and that'll make that part a little faster. And at the moment, since I'm doing okay on apple juice, I haven't really been needing to cook the food. So I've just been taking all of this and using it to make my dirt. It saves me on saplings, and thanks to those worms, they grow pretty quickly. And I have noticed sometimes when you click the carrots, you don't always get a return. I don't know what's up with that, but alright, like I said, since we don't need this right now, we're going to go ahead and use it to compost. And I think what I'm going to end up needing let's see. Ooh. I don't know if we want to go ahead and start cultivating cocoa beans yet or not. Let's go ahead and drop these into that. Oh, I can't. Okay. Do I have anything else I can drop in there to finish that off? Yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and put that back for now. Well, let's go ahead and get a couple of these. I'm going to want one of these. And how how about we put this here? Okay, and that's going to grow cocoa beans for us. I think I want, let's see, 3, 6, 9. I want to get 9 dirt for my witch water production. Which means I'm going to have to build another little platform. That's easy enough to do. Keep hitting the wrong button. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Ooh. I might have... Oh, nope. I don't. I thought I did. Alright, I'm gonna need some more birch slabs. We don't need that right now. We don't need that on us right now. I think I'm gonna need another one of these. I might be tempted to go ahead and make an iron one. Alright, I want you to come out of there for just a moment. But you go over there. We'll go ahead and make that up. Cook that. I think it takes 2 sticks. Yeah. Okay. I figured that probably wasn't enough, but yeah, there we go. Now, of course, we're going to go ahead and break down that one first before we worry about using that. Alright, where do we want to put this? How about... let's come out a little further this way. Alright, let's do a 2x2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll come out another 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Alright, come out another 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to bring that out a little more, but that might be big enough just to get us started, because like I said, it's going to be kind of difficult to get the ancient spores I need anyway. So let's not go crazy with that just yet. Alright, we'll drop them back in there because we don't need them. We don't need the sticks. I don't really need this on me right now, but I don't want to drop it. We're going to need to move one of these barrels, but I want to drop the ancient spores down first. Which, yeah, while it's raining, I don't want to empty that out because that might end up being a little bit of a problem. See if I can fill that back up while I'm at it. Heck, we got it. We might as well use it, right? Okay. Let's see what I get out of this. let's go ahead and cook this up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for another mesh before I upgrade that cobble gen. I mean, we do need it, but at the moment, let's break down 2 more of these. At the moment, I think it'd be more prudent to go after the mesh to speed this process up and give us a little better chance of actually getting the ancient spores we need by running more than one at a time. Alright, let's drop this in there. No, give me that back. Alright, see, a little faster. Ooh, we'll go ahead and plant those cocoa beans. Alright, let's see, I would need 4, 8, 12, 16 iron pieces. Now I wonder... I might want to keep that dirt, but at the same time it might be useful if... Alright, well, let me finish sifting this, and I'm going to see if I can sift this dirt through the iron mesh, see if it gives me something different. It's only 2, so probably not. Yeah, see, I can't even sift this through an iron mesh. Let's go ahead and plop it through there. Now, we don't need these. I don't need those. And we have some quartz enriched. That's going to be useful. That will be really useful later. Alright, let's go ahead and put them up. Put these up. We don't need them at the moment. This should be enough to get me started on another mesh. Let's see if we can go ahead and plant these. Okay. Now, I'm not really sure what good the cocoa beans are actually going to do me. Let's see here, what can I do with these? That's not what I clicked. Hang on. Ah, here we go. Plain stable stone? What good is that? I don't know what that is. Interesting anyway. I can make a chocolate bar, which is food. Not very good food. I think my bottled apple juice is better than that. Brown porcelain. Brown iron candle holder. It looks like it's mostly just crappy food and decorations. And I guess it's a brown dye, which, you know, that might come in handy. Why would I want to paint my... I don't know. I don't know. It really seems like other than use as a dye and a pretty shitty food source, that it's not really worth anything. Make a bunch of different brown kind of lights. Yeah, crappy food, decoration. Ooh, phantom ink. Ooh, that might be something useful. Let me see. Cocoa powder. Whoa. You can paint the drill different colors? I didn't know that. And of course, you can make a chicken egg that's going to drop it. Color your elevators. Wonder what this is good for. Phantom ink. What do we use phantom ink for? No, there's no. So I guess I'd have to wait until I get the Lexica Botania to find out what that's good for. But anyway, I can make another mesh. So let's go ahead and do that. Pop you out, pop you in. Okay, that is completely full now. And it will let me fill it back up. Okay. Like I said, that lava's going to come in handy. Maybe not just yet, but soon. Yeah, see, this iron hammer's lasting a lot longer. I didn't get much out of that first chunk, did I? And see, one thing about the sifting process as a method of getting resources is you're actually going to get a lot of stuff that you don't need or want. I mean, yeah, you're going to get the stuff that you do need. It's like, I don't need any more of these cocoa beans. I got my ancient spores, though. And actually, I got 2 of them. Nice. Okay, that's what I was after. Now, it's the more of these mycelium blocks that you have under a water barrel, the faster it's going to run. And I don't want to waste the water. Whoa, I almost lost it. Alright, now we do need to make sure that this is lit up, so I'm going to need some more slabs. I need 3 more. I think I just lost that slab. You know what, just as a contrast, and because I already have them, ooh, that's not what I had in mind. You're not gonna let me do that, are you? Nope. Okay then. I guess we won't use these. Okay, this is gonna get annoying. 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and make another crafting table. Don't have to do that, but I've got a recipe sitting there waiting on me to do stuff with that I really don't want to keep swapping that in and out when I want to build something different. Alright. See, this is turning into witch water, but it's only got 2 little bits of mycelium there, so it's going to take forever. And we're going to need a lot of soul sand. So we're going to want more than just that one barrel doing the witch water thing. Alright, we don't need these right now. I'm going to go ahead and put that bucket of water in here. Okay, let me see. Now I could add... What will that give me if I do that? Just out of curiosity. Nothing. Okay. So there isn't a light brown dye. You know what? I'm gonna need this. Wouldn't mind having some of these. Okay, I need to make a couple of changes over in my farm. Not a lot, just a little. So how about we do 4 of those? I've only got 1 of these for now. Okay, let's see. We might be able to do some finagling. Alright. So we're gonna want... And I can't put them in the corners. I can only put them directly on... Oh, and it can't be tilled. Okay. Oh yeah, oops. Ah, okay. The worm's gonna get in the way, isn't it? Ah. Yeah, the worm's gonna get in the way. Okay, well, we'll do this then. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I need 2 more. Because the worm's not gonna let me grow the sugar cane here. Let's see. I could make 1, 2, which means I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 dirt and 2 buckets of water. Well, there's 1 and 2. Okay, so there's the 2 buckets of water. Drop you to the side for a minute. Drop you down. Need 6 dirt. Alright, let's go ahead and do some harvesting so I can get the stuff I need to make 6 dirt. And actually, I need a little more than that. I'm gonna want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, it doesn't have to be like that because that's only gonna go off in one direction. Yeah, see that? I didn't get any carrots for harvesting those carrots. Alright, vine plants can only go off in one direction. So how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll expand this out 2 more off the back here. So 14. I'm going to want 14 plus 6. I want 20 dirt. There's one. Let's go ahead and drop this here so I can see what I'm doing. May or may not have enough to accomplish what I'm wanting to do. But I do have a few extra bits in here. And we're really getting bone meal pretty good at the moment, so I'm not too worried about using what I've got. I think I get more out of the carrots than I do the wheat, so let's do this. Even though, yeah, that was a little bit of a risk considering the carrots don't always give you... Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have used it on the wheat. Live and learn. Ooh, I wonder. Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't actually realize that the mycelium spreads. But I do have the witch water. Okay, but what I wanted to know was... Yes, mushrooms will work. Nice. Still not enough, but... Okay, I got plenty of carrots going on over there. I want a couple more potatoes, which they're growing. Okay, I know how I'm going to do this. Well, kind of. We'll just have to go through it bit by bit. But I got my first 7. This side I'm going to make watermelons. Then the back side's going to be pumpkins. And I am going to need some more oak slabs. Let's grab the melon seeds out. Now, I kind of hate knocking this down, but that's alright. I don't mind too much. Because like I said, this field really isn't necessary for food. I'm doing alright with the apples. It's not the best food source in the game, but it's pretty good, and it's keeping me plenty sustained. So I don't really see any reason to go hog wild on a food production. Those 2 apple trees are producing plenty. They're producing more than I'm using. See right here. Okay, just from that harvest right there, that's 9 more apples. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio, you know, apples to juice, but you get a little bit better saturation from the juice than you do the regular apples. So it's worth doing. Alright, this thing might be full. Yeah, one thing to keep in mind with the cobble generator is it can only hold 1 stack. And actually... I sat there for a while and I didn't get a full stack. Maybe it only holds a half a stack. But anyway, there's ways to automate pulling that out with a transfer node, which I will be doing because I'm going to need to automatically feed a bunch of these crucibles. Which, yes, I'm going to need a lot more bone meal, clay, and I'm going to have to build a stone area because with the torch underneath the crucible, yeah, okay, it works, but it's a rate times 1. It'll be much faster if I can use the lava produced by this crucible to heat a crucible. I think that puts it up to times 2. And then there's some other resources that you can use to increase that even further. Like I think fire water is at times 8, maybe just times 4. I don't know. I'll have to look into what the progression for that one is. I'm not completely certain on it. But anyway, we need to come out. Now, I don't want to do that because that's going to spit it out a little too far. But I might be able to get away with this. Okay, that's gonna bug me. Alright, we need more oak. I'm gonna have to plant some more oak trees because I am running out of oak. Probably don't necessarily need to do this right now, but it kind of bugs me that I'm that low on oak. With going through the process of expanding my platform a little bit, I want the wood. It's almost time to make a new one. But I think that'll do for now. I got plenty of birch, so I'm actually going to stop on birch production for a bit. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, so need to keep these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what, maybe we ought to up the number of saplings that we're keeping. What do I have running? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, I think we ought to up the number of saplings in storage to 17. You know, 1 for each plot. I don't know why I didn't do that at 16. Oh, and I found something out too. Okay, you know how you can sit here and tap shift to twerk for trees? Well, watch what happens if you sprint. I can sit here and just race laps as fast as I can around this thing, hopefully without falling off the edge, and it does the same thing. If you're sprinting near them, it does the same thing as twerking, which I thought was kind of cool. It may be really, really pointless, but I thought it was kind of cool. we want to go up to 17. Alright. Birch. Up to 17. Okay, at the moment, let's see, let's do, because of what I'm doing at the moment, I want to go ahead and make a couple more compressed crooks. Yeah, I know, I kind of got sidetracked. Which I do quite often. You know, I got several things I'm wanting to do all at once. I'm not trying to get too sidetracked here, but it's gonna happen. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I can't leave just this little 2-bit corner. That's gonna drive me absolutely insane if I do that. Okay, I think that's good enough. Well, you know what? We have the slabs. Let's go ahead and come out just a little more. Level it out. Now, I don't want to build. I would really prefer not doing a double slab there. And I get the, oh wow, this is dangerous as shit. Let's not do that. I've got a lot in my inventory. I really don't want to drop into the void. Alright, now let's see what we can do. Alright, that makes me feel a little bit better about that. Okay, these are growing, not quite there yet. We need more dirt. And I'm going to go ahead and use those apples for that, whether I should have or not. Need at least 7 more. Okay, that was actually probably not smart walking away from that with them treetops, because mobs can spawn on top of the empty logs. Thankfully, I didn't let it get dark so they could. But that could have been very detrimental if they had. And I'll work on getting all my other saplings up later. I'll do that off camera in between the episodes so you don't have to watch me constantly sit here and do this. But for right now, what I'm wanting to do, I just at least want to finish getting this put together. Alright, that's going to have to work for now. And I don't think I have, yeah, nothing in there. Okay, so we don't need these at the moment. And that makes me feel better about my wood supply. Drop these. Don't need these at the moment. want to go ahead and do this while I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna need the sugar cane, but I'll set that one up off camera too. I won't make you watch me go through the process of getting more dirt and all that. But keep in mind, those are the things I'm gonna want to do. I want to get a sugar cane farm, and I'm trying to upgrade my cobble generator. I thought that fell into the void, but I'm glad I was wrong. Okay, so we got one pumpkin seed growing. Alright, let's put this stuff up for now, because we're not going to use it. I'm not going to make you watch me sit here and do this. But what we are going to continue doing, for the next few minutes anyway, is try to get some more seeds together. Yeah, see, I think that only holds 32. I've never got more than that out of one single grab. And I don't know, like I said, if that's a limit of what tier it is. Matter of chance, that's all I'm getting. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for the rest of the episode, and then we're getting pretty close to wrapping up. I want to upgrade the cobble gen, and I want to build a transfer node and a transfer pipe to start getting the cobble to automatically go into that crucible, and a chest. And actually, we might not worry about getting it into the crucible automatically, but we need to start loading a chest so we start getting a backlog of cobble. We are going to need an insane amount of cobble for a lot of the things that we're going to want to be doing in the future. I need to build a bunch more storage drawers because I'm going to start getting an insane amount of resources. And right now I've only got that one chest, and that's not going to hold what we need. That's not going to be anywhere near enough. Alright, so I need 3 more iron before we finish this out. Let's go ahead and sort that, see what we got going on. Okay. And we got some watermelons grown. I could go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I need 3 more iron. Yeah, I put my builder's wand up. But that's okay. We don't want to waste it on this anyway. Yes, it makes it a little faster, makes it a little easier to do, but nah, we're alright. I'm okay with doing this by hand for now. Like I said, shortly we won't have to do this anymore. We're getting to the point where this is going to be an automated process. It's still a little ways off, but we are getting there. I really want to make some more of these meshes, but I want that cobble gen up. Alright, let's find out what we need. Okay, I know the recipe for, you just take that tier 1 cobble gen, surround it with 8 iron, which I think I had 5 in there. That might be enough, but for the transfer node, we're going to do a retrieval node into a chest. Oh. Problem is, we can't do that. We are a long way from getting ender pearls and emeralds. Not so much the ender pearls. I could make a mob farm and we could start getting ender pearls within the next 20-30 minutes. But the emeralds, yeah, there's a problem with that. That's the only way to get it with my current technology right now is a diamond step in mashing. And I'm nowhere near even getting diamonds right now. And it's only a 1% drop rate. That is insane. Now for the diamonds right now, in order to get them, I could get them through the iron stiffened mesh from the gravel, but that is still a very, very low drop rate. We could be here for 3 hours before I get enough emeralds to make 1 transfer node. Granted, the recipe gives you 2, but still, I gotta go to work in a little while. I don't have time to go through this process. So I guess what we're gonna have to do for now is just deal with a regular transfer node. So I'm gonna need 2 smooth stone, 2 redstone, a transfer pipe, and a chest. Okay. And that's gonna give me 4 of them. Now for the transfer pipe, I'm also going to need a redstone, 6 slabs, so that means I'm going to need 5 smooth stone, I'm going to need 2 glass, and for the redstone I'm going to have to sift for it dust. Okay, so with the 3 meshes that I have right now, we can get the redstone. That's not a big deal. And provided I have enough iron, we might even have enough to go ahead and finish off. Yep, this will do it. Okay, so we can go ahead and upgrade the cobble gen. Let's go ahead and take everything out of it. You know what I don't have? I never bothered making one. Okay, now, here is a situation I've never tested. Question, do I have to have a wrench to tear this down? Or if I break it with this pickaxe, is it just going to destroy it? Oh, nice. Okay. Thank God for small favors, right? Alright, here we go. Now, I don't really know if you'll be able to tell a difference about how much faster this is, but trust me, it's faster. It is worth it. I'm gonna need 1 more of those. At least. Okay, what did I say I needed to do for that? To get the redstone dust. Okay, gotcha. And I'm gonna need a chest. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to build a double chest. Okay, this might be a little overkill. It might be more chests than what I actually need. But we're going to go with it anyway. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, I don't know what that little hiccup was, but Alright, so what we're going to want to do once we get this thing running. First, let's put it down. Now, we're going to want the node transferring items to this chest. And we're also going to want it transferring into there, but we're not too worried about that happening right now. See, it's a little faster. So it was worth doing. Alright, so we want to go ahead and break all of this down. Let's go ahead and drop these. We're going to need these to make the nodes. We're going to want to go ahead and break this all the way down into dust. And I might not have enough of this one left to do a significant portion of this way. Yeah, there it goes. Broken one. And I really don't want to use the iron to make another one right now. So we'll just have to do this by hand. Which is okay, that doesn't hurt nothing. Just makes it a little faster to use the wand, but I don't know. At the same time, it might be a waste of resources to make the wand just to do that. Okay. Now what I'm hoping for is 1, 2, 3. I am hoping to get at least 3 pieces of redstone out of this. There's 1. 2. No. Wishful thinking. Come on. 2 more. I only need 2 more. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. There's 1 more. One more. Come on, redstone. Man, this is like shooting craps at the casino. Aha, there we go. Never hurts to have a little extra. Okay, now. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3. There's the 3 redstone I need. Ooh, we got some blaze powder out of that. Glowstone dust, that's nice. I'm still under the impression that gunpowder is useless in this map. Oh, but, haha, here's something else we're gonna need. That is very handy. And we are going to need a little bit more of that. Maybe not right off the bat, but soon. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this stuff in here. We are going to end up getting a lot of things that we don't necessarily need. Now I want to keep 3. Alright. So now I need 2 plus 3. I need 5 smooth stone and 2 glass. So we're going to want to cook I don't really need that raw iron right now, but I'm just in the habit now of cooking it. Let's go ahead and stash it. Alright, we need to break a little bit of this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just do 10. Because it's one of those things that we are going to need frequently. Well, maybe not frequently, but we're going to need it. Oh, okay, hang on. I want one more. Because while I'm here, I want to do this. And we're just going to go ahead and chuck that in there for the moment. Let's go ahead and refill this. Get that transferring. Put that back up here. Let's go ahead and cook that. Make the slabs I need. One more. One more, and then we will have what we need. Alright. So we do this, this. One of these. We need one of those. 2 of these. 2 of these. And one of those. Alright, now, in one of my playthroughs, I had a serious problem with this not wanting to work. And I don't know why it was doing that. Look at that. We now have completely automated cobble generation. Okay. Now I'm going to work to collect the supplies that I need to do the next part of this, which is getting some lava generators, and I got to run through the Axley additions in order to get the coal generator set up so I can use the crusher to get the electrum that I need. So, for now, we are going to wrap up, and I will come back next time and hopefully have most of the materials ready to go, so it's not such a long and tedious process of setup and sift and mine and chop down trees. You know, I have a little bit more direct path instead of the scatterbrain route that I took today. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.